Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Modded Minecraft. And last time we got this crazy AE2 system set up with our brand new controller with all these P2P tunnels pointing all over the base. But the main thing was automating the setters and the flux. So if we have a look over here, I think we've got about 11,000 of this stuff now, so very happy with that. And then the flux, we can just request this when we want. It throws it into the water and sends it back into the system. And we also have automated charge setters over here, and that is being auto stocked because I've just requested a lot of flux. So now it's just topping this back up to 64 for me, which is great. But as promised last time, the next thing we're going to do is get into some auto crafting. So you'll see in here, we are only able to request these things, and we want to be able to request everything, pretty much anyway. So we can just click a button and it'll go off and craft everything for us, but also the subcrafts below that as well. So to do that, we're going to need a few more of these pattern providers, but I'm just going to do the one for now, and I'll show you. Actually, let's do 4. And then the thing that does the crafting is this thing called a molecular assembler. So I'm going to do 4 of these as well. And yeah, this is the problem. So I need to go through each of the subcrafts. But once I get this first bit set up, it's going to be able to do all this for me. So let's just hopefully get enough to do 4 of these. So 2, 3. There we go. Right, I had just enough to do that. So where I'm going to do this is just over here on this dense cable. Now, unlike most other AE2 interfaces and terminals and other stuff, these things can actually connect to the dense cable. So what we're going to do is put them around here like this, and then we can put the molecular assembler between them like that. And then the next slice, the molecular assemblers will be connected to the sides of the pattern providers, and then we're going to have the new pattern providers on the corners, and then we'll just repeat that pattern until it goes down 8, and that'll be 32 pattern providers, which will take up all of the channels on this cable. And the molecular assemblers don't actually take up a channel, so that's very good. Now we've got those, we can set up the patterns for the rest of these, so it can just craft them for us, and we don't have to worry about all the little subcrafts below. So in our pattern encoding terminal, firstly, we are going to need some more blank patterns. So let's try and do those. I'll definitely have enough setters. Let's just grab a ton of that, and put those into there. Now, if we go for the pattern provider, we'll craft a pattern for that, and also one for the molecular assembler as well. These things are usually a problem, so I'll craft the pattern for those as well. And if we run out of charge setters, it will automatically do this before trying to craft these. So we also need the annihilation core as well. So that's the first 4, and were there any other subcrafts that we need? Maybe a crafting table, so we might as well do that one. And then we can also do the planks as well. And this may sound a bit silly doing this because it's not that difficult, but if you didn't, then you'd have to make sure you've got enough planks to craft everything that you need. So just having this here is very, very helpful. So we are going to go through and do all the basics. We'll do the sticks and chests and furnaces and all kinds of stuff. But for now, I think that should be somewhere near. So we may just need some quartz glass as well. So let's do that. And I think that should be the first lot. So rather than going over there and putting things in the pattern provider, we can just go into our pattern access terminal and put all these into here. So I'll put all the basics on 1. And I am going to have a lot more of these, obviously. We're going to have 32 rather than the 4 we've got now. So let's put these in here. And just separate them out onto different rows so they're in different assemblers. And that means that they won't be waiting for each other when we request them. So now let's try and actually use this and craft a few things. So if we search for the pattern provider, you can now see it says craft. So if we just middle click on that, we want another 28 of these. So let's just straight away see if we can do that. And if it can't, it'll tell us what we haven't got. But in this case, we have got them, so it's going to craft all of these for us, all of these crafting tables as well, and the planks. So if I hadn't done those, I would have had to done this manually and then do this. But we've got everything we need, so let's just click start, and you'll be able to see this in one of these. And you can see in there what it's doing. But if we also go into our main terminal and click on the crafting status, you can see in there what that's doing as well. So the second one has kicked in, and that is auto stocking the charge status. So while we're waiting for those, we can also do the molecular assembler as well. So let's search for that. And we'll need another 28 of these. Now, can I do these? No, I can't because I don't have enough logic processors. So this is something else I'd like to get done today if I have time. Automating this is definitely going to be very helpful, but I think I have just put some in here, haven't I? No, I haven't. I've got the stuff on me, so let's get those in there. See, I knew this was going to happen, that's why I've got these. So let's just try and do a few of these. Can't do 28, but can we do 10? We can. So let's just do that. Get the pattern providers and our 10 molecular assemblers. So now we'll put these in the next section of the pattern like this, and then filling in the gaps with the molecular assemblers like that, and then we just alternate this all the way down. And what this is doing is the patterns are in the pattern providers, but they can send them to any of these three, and all of them are touching 3 of the molecular assemblers. Some of them are actually touching 4, like in this case. So it has choices, and if it's trying to do multiple crafts, it can send it into different ones. So just carry on. Right, that's all of those gone now. So let's just stick these on here, and those logic processors should be somewhere near now, so we should be able to get the rest of those crafted. So we did 14 of those, didn't we? So halfway there. So if we just do another 14 like that. Now, do I have enough? Yes, I do. Okay. And what we can also do in these as well is put acceleration cards in. Now, obviously, that's quite a lot, because you need diamonds for each of these. So it's a diamond per card. And I think we can have 4 of those cards in each of the 32 molecular assemblers. So that's 128 diamonds, which I suppose is not that expensive, really, is it? But we'll do that with patterns as well. We don't want to be doing that manually. So we'll just get the rest of these in, and then we can get some patterns set up and get on with some more auto crafting. Alright, I'm somehow 4 short on the molecular assemblers. I don't know what I've done there. Oh, I did 28, didn't I? Right, okay. Another 4 of those. If we just put those in there, that is our full setup. And this cable is now using 32 channels, so that is alright. And this should do me for quite a while. Right, so now is the exciting task of setting up all of the patterns. So I like to start with the basics. And if we just do simple stuff like this, so we'll do sticks. I'll put that in there like that. Right, so I'll have that. We may as well do some like basic redstone stuff as well. So redstone torch, repeater. Not that we use these very often, but it's nice to have. And just some like fiddly recipes like this where you need a few different things. But one of the main ones I'm going to want to do, we'll do next. So let's just get that. And what I also want to do is the crafting components. So these things, these are really annoying when you have to go up to the top level. So if you look at the 64k one, for these you need 3 of the 16k, and for the 16k you need 3 of the 4k, and then for the 4k you need 3 of the 1k. So yeah, it's a bit of a pain doing all this. Once you've got all these set up, you can just request the 64k and it'll do everything you need below. Right, sometimes you have to be a bit manual and tell it what you want to do. Like that. And we'll have 4k, the 16k, and then the 64k. I suppose we could do the next level. I never bothered doing these as 256k, so why not? Let's have one of those as well. And then in our pattern terminal now, as you can see, we have a lot more rows. And these are for all the pattern providers that we've got in there. So we can just start clicking some of these in. You can't shift click these in because it wouldn't know where to put them. So we just put these in manually, but it's going to save us a lot of time, so I don't have an issue with that. Okay, so a little bit of time has passed, and if we have a look in here, I've filtered this to just the ones that we can craft, and as you can see, I've added quite a few patterns now. So mainly it's the AE2 stuff. We did all these components together, but I've also added in a few of the cards as well. So we have the acceleration cards, which I'm going to get a few of those, just so we can increase the speed of the crafting. And then I've also got the energy cells, the stuff for the crafting storage, and the big one is the flux cable. So I've did the quartz fiber, the glass cable, the covered cable, the smart cable, and then finally the dense cable. So I don't have to craft all of these now. I can just say I want the dense cable and say I want 100 of these. I'm not going to do this, but if we do that, it's going to craft these into these, and then into these, and then into that, using all the stuff down here. Now, what's handy about this is it tells us we haven't got enough wool. So I'm going to need to automate that or just go get some more manually. But that is now going to make my life so much easier. So the next thing I want to do, I do have a few options, but I think I've decided I want to get on with some wireless because I'm sick of having to run back to terminals. Even though I like to come here to do the pattern stuff, I think my main crafting terminal, I would like to have that wireless. So the first thing we're going to need to do for that is to get a singularity. So for that, we're going to need a matter condenser, and this thing is fairly simple. So if we just put this down somewhere, it doesn't need to be powered or connected to a network. We could just shove this down here. And what we need to put in here is at least a 64k storage component, and then we can turn whatever we pipe into here into a singularity. Now this can be anything. You can just dump loads of junk items into here, but the really easy way of doing this is to just pipe water into it and it will turn it into a singularity, which I didn't believe it the first time I heard that, but it is such an easy way of doing it. We can't not. So I've also added a sink onto here with a storage bus, which I also have patterns for now. Storage buses, import buses, and export buses. I've got plans for all those and the interfaces, so I don't have to worry about all that stuff anymore. But anyway, when we go in here, we now have 2.1 million buckets of water. That's just from the sink, so that's great. So any recipe that needs water, the system also knows how to craft buckets. It can craft a bucket of water and then put that into the recipe, which is what we're going to do right now for the sink, because these use, if we look in the recipe, these use buckets of water. So let's do that again, and I'm going to get, should we do 10? I normally do 10, and it's way more than enough. I also want some pipes. I don't have any in there. Do I have any in my backpack? I've got a few, that'll do. Just need a wrench. Maybe get some pipe upgrades as well if we have any. Let's just get 10 of the gold ones. I could actually, should I just go the whole way and turn these into diamond? Yeah, 10 of those, that'll do for me. So if we put these sinks down here like this, then we can just run a pipe along the back, and that'll go into there. We just need to set these to extract. Just need to get the storage component. I'm going to go for the 64k, and I can craft this without having to do all subcrafts, which is great. Definitely need to get those acceleration cards in though. Right, there we go, that's there now. So just stick that into there. Once that gets to 256,000, that'll turn into a singularity. And we only need one of them, because we're going to basically blow it up with an ender pearl, and we'll get 2 quantum entangled singularities, and that's how we're going to do our wireless. So while we're waiting for that to do its thing, we can craft up everything else that we need to get this working. So firstly, we need a wireless access point, and I have set up a recipe for this. So this is crafted just with a wireless receiver, a calculation processor, and a glass cable. And this is a flux pearl, which is flux crystals, flux dust, and ender pearls. So I do have all the recipes set for this, so I don't need to worry about everything. So just like that. And that is our wireless access point. We need the actual terminal itself, don't we? So I haven't done a recipe for this, so we might need to do a little bit of manual crafting here. So let's add that. One of those. And then I can do all these. I've set up the recipes for these two. So what I can do here is control and click, and it'll craft these for me. Oh no, have I not done that one? Right, I think I know what that is. Right, so I changed that to allow substitutions, and that is now working. So let's just get one of those. And now we can do that, because we've already got the crafting terminal, and that is wireless. So this won't work at the minute because it's not connected to anything. It's the device is not linked. But what we can do, if I'll just set this up back here somewhere. So I just need to put that on there like that, and that is now online. So we can put that into there, and it puts it into this one, and then automatically puts it in here once it's linked. So if we look at that now, that'll say it's linked, but it needs charging first. So we'll go do that in a minute. But I also, actually, yeah, let's do that now. I really need to get some wireless charging going as well, don't I? So I don't need to come back over here all the time. So I'll stick that in there. Now, if we try this from over here, it's going to say it's out of range. Yeah, wireless out of range, which is what we're going to fix with these singularities. So now, if we're over here, we are in range, and we can already see everything that's in there. So that it is basically that simple to set everything up. But if we go even slightly away, that's out of range. So this is really useless as it is. But as long as we're really close to where that wireless access point is, we can actually see everything in there. But as I say, that is no good. We can do better than that. So if we have a look in here, that is up to 21,000, so we're about 10% there, nearly. But a few more things to craft. We do need this thing called the quantum bridge card. So let's get all these things crafted up, and then try that again. So we can put that. So we'll put that in there. That'll mean we can use the quantum bridge once we get it set up. So I suppose we should just set up the quantum bridge now, shouldn't we? And then once we get this thing, we can get that in there, and then it'll all be done. So the quantum bridge, we can do 2 things with it. One is that you can link 2 ME networks together, and it'll transfer 32 channels between the 2 of them. So if you have a big system set up like this, and you want to set up a new base somewhere else, you can just link the 2 systems together. But you can also use it to link to a wireless terminal, which is what we're doing. So I'll just craft up, I need 8 of these. So this, I don't think I've done a pattern for this, but I think it's going to be worth it, isn't it? Because that's a bit of a pain in that craft. So let's have a look for this. Do that one. And then we only need 1 of these. So, you know what, I'll just do that one. So we need 8 of the quantum rings and 1 of the quantum link chambers. So let's grab that. And then if we put that into there, and then try and get those again, we now have 8 quantum rings. Okay, so now if we just get some flux cable, we can connect this thing up. Oh no, did I not put these? Oh, I didn't put these cards in here. That's why this is going so slow. Let's put all these in. Alright, so that's transferring at 50 millibuckets a tick. this is now doing 2000 millibuckets a tick. So yeah, this should be a lot better, especially with all 10 of them. Right, that's probably somewhere near now. Yeah, so that's, look how fast that's going compared to how it was before. Right, that's gonna be done in no time. Right, so let's go around the back of here again. And I would have liked to have had this central. So what, let's do that. Let's move this off to the side, because I'm gonna change this out eventually for some wireless, proper wireless power. So now if I run a cable off the back of here, and I'm just gonna go into the middle like that, and then we'll just, all we need to do is put these all the way around that. And then once we build it, it forms like that, and that is now connected. So all we need to do is put our quantum entangled singularity in there, and then the other one into here, in there, and that'll be linked, and we can be, basically we can use this wherever we are in the world. Even if we're in a different dimension, we can still access this from anywhere. So let's see how this singularity is doing. Right, there it is. We have our first one. So we can leave this to fill up. We don't really need these for anything else, I don't think. Yeah, so yeah, actually we don't actually need them for anything else other than this. So I could probably just get rid of this now, but we'll leave it like that. Let's grab some tiny TNT, and these do really tiny explosions, so it's more than enough for this. And with this we can either use ender pearl dust or just straight up ender pearl. So let's do that, and we'll take this outside so we don't do any damage anywhere. And of course I need a flint and steel as well. Let's just do this over here somewhere where it's a bit of a mess anyway. So all we need to do is we'll put that down there, and then we can just throw these on the ground next to it, and then we can set that off, and there we go. We now have 2 quantum entangled singularities. So let's go get these installed, and they should do the trick. Right, so we'll put one in there, and then one in, don't shift things in, put one in there, and now this should work from anywhere. So let's go really far away and maybe into another dimension as well. Let's go up here. That still says, that said wireless out range, didn't it? Why did it do that? Okay, do I need the wireless boosters in there? I didn't think they made a difference with this. All right, I think I'm right. I don't need any of those cards. I think I just need to connect this up properly, don't I? So that's not connected at the minute. Let's put it on there, and now it says device online. So if I go a little bit further away, hopefully this should work. Right, that's working over here. So let's just go really far away. And same place again. That is now working. Excellent. So I'm definitely going to need to get some wireless charging going, aren't I? Because, yeah, my jetpack is nearly running out. This will use power as well, the further away I am. But tell you what, let's just go, should we go to the end? I think I've got one sort of the end. Oh, end pole. And I can use that in here. Now, I have done chunk loading in my base, haven't I? I'm pretty sure I have. So, nice. So now we can take things out of here, put it back in. Yes, so I can do this wherever we are. Very nice. Okay, so now I've got all the AE2 stuff done. I think the next thing I want to do is get on with some wireless power. Now, I was going to go with the power mod, but I've been doing that a lot in my All Mods 9 to the Sky series, so I thought we'd do a bit of flux networks, which I haven't done for absolutely ages. So let's grab some obsidian, and I don't really have much of that, so I think I'm going to need to get that automated at some point, aren't I? And some redstone. Let's grab a few stacks of that. Now, I believe if I just put this up here and throw a few stacks of this down there, if I click that, that'll turn into cobblestone, and all of that redstone will turn into flux dust. Now, I believe that should be enough, but I can't believe I've only got that much obsidian. Right, so let's get back. Actually, we can do the crafting here, can't we? What am I talking about? So let's put that in there. And the thing that we're really after is this, the flux controller, and this enables wireless charging. So, a few little things to craft. I should probably do some, tell you what, let's go up and we'll do some patterns for this. So let's get all the basics from in here. So firstly, the flux core. Oh, this is obsidian as well, isn't it? Always something. Flux block. So the 3 main items we need are the flux plug, the flux point, and the flux controller. Now, I don't think there's obsidian for anything else, but each of these flux cores use 4 obsidian. So yeah, that could be a problem. We'll tell you what, let's let's just get the patterns for all these set up. Flux point. And then finally the flux controller. Put all of these into here. Now, do I have an easy way of getting obsidian? Because that would be really nice. Blast chiller, could do that. I don't really have tons of lava either though, do I? I've always been interested by this one, bulk washing. That could work. What's that? Combiner. Could maybe get into thermal, start generating lava and turning that into obsidian. If I took my flux bore down to a lava pool and turn that into obsidian, that would probably make more sense, wouldn't it? So let's grab a bucket of water. Right, there we go. That is pool lava and some more there as well. So let's see how well this goes. Now I don't have a magnet, so this might not go great. Let's just do a bit of that as well. Right, so that's the first one lost. Okay, so let's grab this thing. Oh no, it's not gonna let. No, that's can't even mine it with that. That's annoying. I don't have vein miner on this, so yeah, I'm just gonna have to dig up a bit of this. Right, so that's not really a lot at all, but let's give that a try and see if we can craft any of this stuff. So the flux controller, I just want one of these, and that's 24 obsidian. And I also want the flux plug. I don't really need flux points at the minute, but let's see if I can do. All right, so I need another 8 obsidian. That shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so let's try that again. So I want the flux plug, and there it is. Right, so let's get back upstairs and give this a try. Okay, so we'll do this in the factory where I've got all my power generation going, and I have at the minute my power storage is just these 2 ultimate energy cubes. I am definitely going to upgrade this at some point, but for now let's just do this. So let's take the flux plug and put that on there, and I will need to make sure that this is outputting on this side as well. So let's create a new network. End of ours network is fine. Leave it on blue. Click create. And now we just need to make sure we selected that one. And then with this thing, do I just put it down somewhere? So make sure that's on the same network. And wireless charging. Oh, different one of those. Can I just... Oh, I can't do main inventory. But anything on the hotbar, offhand, main hand, curious, and armor should now be charged. That's fully charged. Oh, I didn't click apply on these, that's why. I always forget that. Right, so click apply. So wireless charging is now happening, and that is freaking out, and this is going. So you can see my jetpack is going up. This is fully charged, and this should be charging as well. Right, that's great. So that is the wireless power sorted. Nice. Okay, so I think we've got pretty much everything we want to get done today. So I wanted to get the auto crafting done, and we've got a ton of patterns set up. We should have a crazy amount of singularities fairly soon, so I'll probably get rid of all this. Getting that done, we've got the wireless terminal done, and we also have wireless charging. So I think that is enough for me for one day. So if you have enjoyed this episode, please do leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.